Good morning, Dubai. This is the Lovin Dubai Show with me, Casey.
And me, Masa.
And we go through the big trending stories that everyone across the city is talking about. Our top story for you today: 9 people are facing UAE court for kidnapping and assault.
And Dubai police rescue driver after cruise control malfunction on Emirates Road.
So scary. We're talking about construction noise is keeping this resident awake at night.
And Dubai police rescue driver... And later on the show, we're going to be joined by Smith Diren Kartal. And we're going to be talking about fitness, failure, and finding motivation. They're going to be here for Dubai Active.
Which is so exciting. That's happening this weekend, and they'll be joining us right at about 8:50. So that's 20 minutes, people. So if you want inspiration or if you've got questions for these fitness legends, do pop them into the live. We're always looking at the questions. Our top weather information for you today. It's mostly sunny with temperatures ranging from 27 to 34 degrees, meaning it's beautiful outside.
Let's lead on to our first story of the day. So 9 people are facing UAE court for kidnapping and assaulting. So 9 individuals are on trial in the UAE for kidnapping, indecent assault and blackmail in what authorities have described as a serious organized crime that threatens state security.
The case began when the victim filed a report through the public prosecution's My Safe Society platform, stating that he was lured over a financial dispute, kidnapped, bound, assaulted and filmed naked. The group allegedly held him for a week, forcing him to sign debt papers, and later shared the footage online to blackmail his family for money.
So following a full investigation, the suspects were arrested and their vehicles and phones were seized, containing evidence of the crime. So the defendants now face charges punishable by death or life imprisonment, reflecting the UAE's zero-tolerance stance on organized criminal acts that endanger individuals and public safety.
Once again, Dubai law on the side of the people here, and it's amazing to see that now justice has been served.
Yeah, and it's a very chilling story because it's not just the kidnapping. It was being filmed, it was being blackmailed, and then getting the family involved. So in that case, such cases rarely even happen, but when they do, it's very shocking to the public, especially here in the UAE, because we consider it a very safe place. And the police actions just prove that it's such a safe environment because they were immediately act. But there are 2 things that I wanted to, I feel, to make note of this story. First of all, I did not know about this safety police app.
Good point.
This is the first time I've ever heard of it.
My Safe Society platform
yes.
through the public prosecution, so that's where you can file reports.
Yes, so if you feel like you're being threatened, if you feel like you're being blackmailed, or you think you're in danger, you can immediately report to that app. I didn't know this existed. I thought you just went and made a police report. So
we should round up a list of all of the different platforms that people can go to, because every now and then, like the Dubai DMs are always lit with people kind of like, this is what's going on. Like people are like, I've been scammed by this, this restaurant or this store that I went to, and it's like, well, actually, we're not the best people to bring this information to, but you could bring it to, for example, there's like a consumer complaint department that people go to, and it's so rarely talked about, so we could do a list of those things.
Yeah, that's very true. And the second thing is financial transparency. So the reason why this happened is because financial disputes. Well, what would you do in a situation? If you lent money to someone, even if this person was close to you? Do you bring in a lawyer? Do you write it down on paper? Do you just trust a person? Do you have a specific deadline?
No, like what's that rule? I think everyone has their own rules around money.
Yeah.
And like you rarely talk about these things. But if you're lending to a friend or a family, and if they are a friend or a family, I would assume I'm never going to take them to court. But I think when you lend with the assumption that you may not get it back. Like, you shouldn't lend the money that you're going to be calling for back. So you can only lend the money if you really have it. And if the friend isn't paying it back, they're probably not that close of a friend. Like, if I were to borrow from someone, I would be very conscious of that. Yeah. And I probably would be on beans for a month to pay that person back. Yeah, exactly. And it's because this is your character, though. It's not everyone is like that. But if someone didn't repay me in that way, I'd be like, okay, so they're not my friend, I've lost the money.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take them to court. Like, I don't think, I can't see myself taking.
Unless it was a big sum of money that can, you're expected to.
But you should only lend to friends and family if you really have it to lend. So if it's something that you're not going to miss.
Yeah, and if I feel like if you're expecting someone to give you a huge, big sum of money, I think go get a loan from the bank. It's safer. Getting it from someone, you always have that, option of never getting it back or maybe paying them back.
Did you lend money to a friend?
Very little, so it doesn't count. And I never got it back, but it's fine, because it wasn't a big sum, so it didn't bother me much.
But you didn't get it back?
No.
Awkward.
But I did exactly, it's super awkward.
So awkward.
But like you said, I had the expectation of not getting it back. Some people
are so weird. Like, I think there's two types of people in this world. The people who will pay you back, they'll think about it, they'll be like, I'm so sorry I can't get it back to you this week, but let me pay you back in increments. And then there's the people who say nothing.
Oh yeah, and just go on about their life like nothing happened. Yeah.
There's two types of people.
Yeah. Some of them...
So we're all the same. I'd probably lend you money because I can see we're on the same wavelength.
I'd probably say lend you money also because I always pay back, If someone, for example, if I forgot my wallet or forgot my card and they paid for my bill, I always pay them back.
Anyway, this was a bit of a horrific story that was shared yesterday. And if you'd like more details on it, it's on the Lovin Dubai Instagram feed. Please do go check it out. Let's jump into our next story.
So Dubai police rescue driver after cruise control malfunction on Emirates Road. So quick thinking by Dubai police prevented what could have been a serious accident on Emirates Road after a driver's cruise control got stuck, leaving her unable to brake or slow down.
This is like a scene from that movie Speed. According to Brigadier Juma Salam bin Soidan, director of the General Department of Traffic, patrols reached the scene within minutes of receiving the distress call. So imagine this person, what they were feeling. Officers coordinated with the driver over the phone. They cleared traffic. They created a safety corridor until she managed to pull over safely.
Dubai police advised motorists to stay calm in such emergencies, turn on hazard lights, keep seatbelts fastened, and immediately call 999 for help. So drivers are also urged to regularly service their vehicles, especially braking and cruise control systems, to prevent similar incidents.
This is about the third time we've told this story to different people. So if you are a cruise control user, make sure you're getting it serviced because this is it's so scary, but also amazing that the authorities were able to be there within minutes and to create that safety corridor until she was able to pull over safely.
And the thing is, and I understand why they would immediately go to the scene because first of all, because you're not just only putting yourself in danger, but people around you, because if you can't brake, what if something in front of you happens? What if a car immediately stops? Even if you're on a highway, everyone is maintaining a specific type of speed and something might happen, someone might swerve in front of them, someone might switch lanes. So you're endangering everyone if you can't brake. And this is why cruise control scares me so much.
Yeah, me too. I don't use it. I don't even know how to use it.
Same.
It's like...
and I don't want to use it. You know what? I would like to be in control. I am so scared of cruise control because I've heard so many stories like that.
Have you ever had a really scary road situation?
Oh yeah, so many times.
Go on.
So many times. Okay.
The scariest.
Okay, so I'll share the scariest.
Okay.
Thank God I was on a traffic light, okay? So I was driving, I think I had like an internship at some company, okay, and I was driving to work, okay? And then suddenly, I stopped at a traffic signal, and then smoke started coming out of my car. White smoke.
I'd be out.
I was so scared, but you know what? In my head, I remember that my brother told me black smoke means run away. White smoke means it's okay. Nothing's gonna happen.
It's a peaceful issue.
Yin yang. No, joking. Anyways, so smoke started coming out of my car. I freaked out because it's the first time it ever happens, but I remembered in my head, white smoke doesn't mean anything.
Thank you, Massa's brother, for once again
for
saving.
those tips. Yeah, so the car started shaking for some reason, but I immediately put it on park, okay? You know what, in such situations, we always assume that we don't know how to act, but we kind of do, Like, why did I think to immediately put my car on park and to stop and to call him for help, yeah. Started shaking.
The car?
The car, yeah, it started shaking because there was something wrong with the engine. And then it completely switched off. And before it switched off, I immediately switched it to park. So nothing could happen. And there I was stuck.
In the middle of the road?
And I blocked traffic. And you know how stressful and how anxious you can get because people...
Yeah.
People are like and beeping, you know.
It's like they found the horn for the first time in their lives, and they're like, "Oh, this is what this sounds like." My life is so busy,
and I'm so anxious, and I'm trying to tell them move. Yeah, it was such a scary situation.
What happened?
And then 2 minutes later, by the way, literally 2 minutes later, I see a police car parking in front of me. I didn't even call police. I immediately called my brother. That's the thing. I'm just used to calling my brother. Parked next to me, and they asked me if I needed help. If they need me to call, if they wanted me to, I can't speak. If they wanted me to ask them to call recovery to pick up my car, I'm like, you know what? It's all settled. My brother is coming. They made sure I was okay, and then they left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was so nice.
I think the scariest thing about that, first, white smoke and the car
White
trembling,
smoke, yes.
and then also it's just the fear of having like honking horns and staring eyes at you as they drive past and looking and probably videoing and probably sending it to Lovin Dubai. Look at this person.
Look at this person. You know what I did, because I had to wait like 30 minutes for my brother to come. I got out of the car and just asked him to like move past.
Yeah, of course you have to, because otherwise you're just sitting there. But it's a tricky situation.
What about you? What's your scariest?
I don't think oh, well, obviously the one where my car got towed away in flash floods as I watched it. Well, that's one. But I told that story before. I had one, and I don't think I've made this up. So if anyone in my family is watching, particularly my mum, because she always watches, this could be a lie, but I think it happened. So we, when we grew up, we had a car with the sliding door, because we had 3 rows of seats, because we were 6 kids in the family, a big family. And you know the sliding doors, cars?
Yeah.
And so we would always be going up to visit my grandaunt, and you had to go up a hill to get there. And it was quite like a deep turn. And I remember sitting there, I guess I had my seatbelt on, and the sliding door just opened on the deep turn.
Oh my God.
And I think we were just like...
Were they wearing seatbelts though?
I guess, I don't remember. We obviously didn't fall out on the road. So I don't remember. I don't think the car was that full. I think it was just me in it, but the car opened and we obviously would have pulled over. But all those things, like 25 years ago, sorry, 25, like 30-something years ago.
What's the speed you were driving?
So you have to, it's a hilly, you have to go pretty slowly. So we would have been like 40 to 60 kilometers an hour or something.
God, if I was sitting in the back seat, I would have freaked out. I would have screamed.
I guess so. I can't. Yeah, I think I was really young when it happened, but
that's my biggest fear.
Close your doors.
The doors opening on the road.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear.
You just have to shut. They're pretty good at staying. They're pretty good at staying shut. Speaking of biggest fear, there's a bit of a strange trend ongoing, and Dubai police have had to warn people about it because it's spreading a lot among kids. So parents, if you're watching, there's something called the burning evil doll trend. And I want people to bring back the Stanley Cup trend, because this is a little bit more, it's a little bit more scary, I guess. So Dubai police have issued a warning about kids burning dolls. The challenge and what people are doing, the kids are doing, is they're filming it for viral videos, can lead to serious fires. And these videos are actually shared by Dubai police, and that is a labubu.
And many of these videos show children setting dolls alight, sometimes in public or even indoors, so imitating horror scenes, all for views. So without considering the risks.
Those photos to the right of us, they are AI generated, just FYI. The alert came after an incident that happened in Ras Al Khaimah, where 7-year-old Musa Kasib suffered severe burns trying the online challenge. We always speak about social media and kids and how we wish that they weren't susceptible to so many things, like bring back the Stanley Cup challenge, bring back
Claire's, bring back best friend bracelets. If this is what kids are doing nowadays, burning dolls.
But the thing is, when something is happening and people are doing something, like, we're very much like cow herd mentality. So there's been so many challenges over the years that, like, did you ever do the ice bucket challenge?
I was never nominated.
You were never not. Today's the day.
Nominate me.
So many challenges. What about the Charlie, the Kiki Drake one? Do you remember, like?
I really wanted to do it. Okay, but no one wanted to film me. That's the thing. Although I'm a trend follower, by the way, I love following trends.
Did you do the planking trend?
What was the planking trend?
You just had to, like, get down and someone would say a word, and when the word was there, you just had to get down and plank.
I don't know this trend.
Do you know any trends, Masa? Gangnam Style?
Yeah, of course.
Did you do it?
Yeah. And there was this other trend that we did also back in school. It was the the freeze thing. What was it? Black Beatles in the city, where you had to freeze and they film you.
Oh yeah.
What was the name of that trend?
You know what? I've kind of put you on the spot here because I picked like the really early days trends, but you've brought us into like the middling and the more recent ones. Core aesthetics trend.
100%.
Clean girl.
My core, me core, 100%. Clean girl, I do it. Labubu's did it. Smithskis did it.
Smithskis did it.
Burgundy colors did it. Polka dots did it. Butter yellow did it. Except for a 2025 trend, apparently, of getting married. Didn't do it. Not there yet.
Beige flag trend. Playful relationship quirks. People talk about beige flags.
No.
Most of the ones that require spending money online.
TikTok dance, yeah.
That's what I got from that little segment.
TikTok dancer did it. Sabrina Carpenter dance did it. Slater Success did it.
Where do you post all these videos? I've never seen them.
Private,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Not for outward consumption. Let's jump in to our next story. Our next story, we're talking about keeping residents awake at night. So you probably were. Did you hear Diwali fireworks across the city last night? By the way,
yeah, I did. It was my neighbors were celebrating.
It was everywhere, and I was like, I should really get out of bed and go and enjoy this moment, but I didn't. But the whole city was lit up,
and everyone was. There was a lot of music, lots of lights, lots of things. Like it was big celebrations everywhere. I didn't expect to hear it around in my area.
I think I heard it more this year than before.
Yeah.
But this story is not related to the Diwali fireworks. We're talking about construction noises keeping this resident awake at night. In the videos you can see right now, she actually shared a video of the glasses that trembled in her home because there is construction happening across from her home. And she said it feels like her home is shaking.
I'm kind of trying to figure out where this area is because I do not have that habit of knowing what area that is and where does she live in.
But I think what she said is this is what our weekends look like. Our entire building shakes. And she's just saying life's getting a bit difficult, and I just wonder, I put it out to you, are you affected by noise in Dubai? I have to say that although there's building near me, I am not affected. There's a construction site like right next to me, but I never hear it.
I think because maybe they work during your work hours, so you don't really get affected, and they have to stop at a certain time.
No, I think, well, there's one on either side. When I first moved in, there was the building ongoing with that real big flashing light, but that's now stopped because they're nearing completion, and now the other building is right on the other side. So they were working at I left my home at 7 a.m.
They were working?
It was a full scale working, yeah.
What time did they start? Super early in the morning.
I guess so, yeah.
I think I haven't heard construction noise in so long because in this community everything is completed, so there are no constructions.
What community are you in?
Falcon City.
Falcon City.
Yeah, and before it
sounds like a magical place.
Yeah, and I like that it's like Falcon City, City of Wonders.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Desperate Housewives, that's why I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
So it's a nice neighborhood. And the neighborhood before it as well, in the villas also, it was completed, so I didn't hear construction noises. Back when I was living in an apartment, yes, I used to hear lots of construction noises, and it was very annoying.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, especially apartments. There's some areas that are being very built up at the moment, and then you can kind of expect construction for probably the year or two that they're building. But the one thing, as you said, there's the little less thing known about Dubai is the gorgeous neighborhoods, if one can afford them. And you might be on a main road and you'll see a bunch of trees to the right and you wouldn't even think what's behind it. But beyond those trees is like a lovely, perfect neighborhood where kids can play on the streets and it's safe and it's amazing and there's pools and you barely see that they're there, but what's behind them is the perfect Dubai life for families with kids. So
what you see in the movies, literally like that, where you have the kids running around, playing around, and especially during Halloween. It's so cute because I didn't think they had that culture here. But in Venice, they do it every year. Let's see in Falcon City if they do it or not.
Interesting. And I would like to say, we have spoke on this topic before because there's a lot of different cultures and some people will celebrate and some people won't. And I think the way that you know a house is celebrating is if they put a Halloween sign on their door. Yeah. And that's how you know you can go and trick-or-treat there.
But I love when kids come to my house, even though we don't have any Halloween decorations.
Do you have sweets for them?
That's the thing.
Money.
So we try when they come. Okay, my mom gets super
Get out
excited.
The almonds.
Yeah. She gets super excited because they're so cute, you know? And we try to look for something, but we don't have anything sweet.
Okay, well, if you would like to celebrate Halloween in your neighborhood...
Don't go to Mass's neighborhood.
No, do, but October 31st, so you can have sweets ready.
Ooh, yeah, I need to have sweets ready for those kids. I hope they come to our house. I don't know, I moved to a new neighborhood, so new traditions now.
It's a mix. I think neighborhoods in Dubai are such a mix of people that there'll always be, like in my neighborhood at the moment, I can see Diwali lights.
Yeah, same.
But I also know that there's people that celebrate Halloween and there'll be people that celebrate all sorts of.
Yeah, there are a lot of things. Like you said, like Diwali lights, and then there is this lights that I don't know if you've seen it before. Have you ever seen those houses that has lots of string lights all around it covered?
Yes, I thought that was a wedding.
Yes. So we have multiple houses like that, and then you have Diwali lights. So when I go on for walks, I look past this house like, yeah, someone's celebrating Diwali. Yeah, someone's getting married.
Someone's getting married.
Yeah.
I love those wedding lights, though. By the way, they're so gorgeous.
Nice.
They're so magical. But speaking of sweets and not eating them, we're going to jump into fitness. It's 8:49, and we're so excited to welcome our guests. James Smith and Diren Kartal are in town for Dubai Active. We're going to have them on the show talking the brutal truth about fitness, failure, and finding your motivation. They'll be with us after this short break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show. Today we're joined by James Smith and Diren Kartal, best friends, business partners, and two of the biggest names in fitness. They've built global communities with real talk and real results. They're in Dubai for Dubai Active, running from October 24th to 26th at Expo City. But before that, they're live with us in studio. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us. Fitness names.
Yeah,
that's good, huh?
Fitness
Good.
besties.
Oh, yeah.
And you've brought us gifts, which doesn't always happen, so we're here for it.
So we've got strawberry lemonade.
Ooh.
We've got orange.
Okay.
And we've got citrus.
Which is the best flavor?
So it depends on the person. Now, the blue raspberry is the most polarizing, so I've been asked not to give you the blue raspberry, but you can try it if you
What
want.
does polarizing mean?
So, for instance, with these flavors, if we were to get a cohort of people, they'd all say they taste amazing. But blue raspberry is where some people go, this is the best flavor ever. And then a small percentage of people go, that's not for me.
What if I like something sweet?
Okay, strawberry lemonade,
Yeah.
100%.
That was
That's
my
my
guess.
favourite.
Yeah?
And then out of here, but I'm going to put blue raspberry into the mix because if you've got a sweet tooth, you might like it. But this could backfire considering.
Less on the sweet tooth, I'd say.
I think you'd like orange, I don't know.
Should I go for orange or
I'll go
citrus?
for orange.
Maybe like a Fanta Zero vibe, or let's give it a go. And by all means, try it.
sugar.
And if you
Okay.
don't like it, you can be honest because we'll just edit.
No, we can't. Live
But
No sugar coating?
But can you tell us the significance about this drink? Because I feel like I'm being washed by a
Sniff
can
them out
and I've
for
never
that.
seen it in Dubai before. So what's the...
Hopefully, after this week, it should be in Dubai. So it's a bit like an energy drink, but we've got brain supplements in it.
Yeah.
So if you were going to go to the gym, I might say a can of Monster might be a better alternative. But if you were sitting down, reading a report, doing an edit, maybe changing your CV, you know what you need when you need...
Energy drink?
Yeah, so energy drink plus, I would say.
Okay.
It smells really good.
Sure.
Should we give it a sip?
Give it a little sip.
Yeah.
So this help you lock in, do work with the grind, that Dubai hustle culture.
And instantly you feel more focused.
This is really good.
Let's go. Can I say, I was a bit nervous because I'm not a big fan of those Monster style drinks, but
no,
this
yeah.
feels less sugary and more...
It has 0 sugar?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
And then we've gone
Monster, no.
with the smaller can. Sometimes with the Monsters, it feels like a little bit too much fluid. It's a little bit too much to get in the morning. And some of the other ingredients like theanine that we put in it has a calming effect. So you get the caffeine, but also a bit of a calming effect, so you're not sweating and getting the jitters.
Thank
How do you make it
much
so
for bringing
sweet?
this.
We've got scientists. We lock them in a
smart
room and they're not
people.
allowed out.
Who are your biggest competitors? Like, who are you trying to move off the shelves for everyone to be drinking this?
Everyone. It's different in different territories. In America,
Yeah.
there's the fridges are quite scary in America. You get there to, like an Erewhon in LA, and you look at all the competition, you
Yeah.
get kind of worried. In UAE, I don't think there are many drinks that do this, which is what makes it such a kind
Nice
of
place to
interesting
bring.
prospect.
Yeah.
And then in the UK, even if we did have competitors, we'd never mention their names live.
It's good to promote
Fair
this
enough.
weekend at Dubai Active. So
But speaking of the UAE, this is not your first time here. How does it feel to be back?
last time I was back was, I think it was the last Dubai Active, which was great. So I'm excited to be back. You never know, I might even move here one day, you know? So everyone keeps telling me how great it is here, so I'm really excited to be back.
A lot of people are considering to move.
Yeah, no, I love it. Every time I come to Dubai, I seem to enjoy it a little bit more. I'm not sure if I've quite got the itch to move here yet, but mate, I'm just one tax bill away from moving.
I was going to say. Well, this is the thing, is that like it's a bit of a trend. I don't know if you guys see it as much as we do, but all we get is headlines about people from the UK wanting to move to Dubai, and I wonder, why do you think that is, and what's maybe pulling you towards the UAE?
It's probably the weather at the minute, you know, and maybe some of the reasons Smith just mentioned. No, I'm joking. But it's mainly the weather. And I think majority of the people from the UK that do come here, I mean, winter's just miserable. So anytime, and when they're seeing all their friends in Dubai having a great time, you know, with great weather, good people, everyone's just slowly coming across, you know.
I think as well, for me, we joke about the tax benefits, but you think about the kind of culture here, where you've got all of the people that want to work hard, start businesses. My friends that have moved here, they don't just say, oh, the weather's great and I'm not paying taxes. They're like, I'm rubbing shoulders with people that all want to do the same thing. No one comes to Dubai going, oh, I wouldn't mind an average job and to have an average life. They're all coming to try and make something of themselves. It's tougher for me because we've got amazing weather in Australia. So there's always that temptation, but I think especially for people from the UK, they're going and seeing people live their lives, and the safety as well, I think is such an important part.
Oh yeah, that's a big one at the minute, because London at the minute is, I guess, not the best. So when everyone's seen how much fun people have in Dubai, and even just something as simple as feeling really safe, they just want to come out, you know. So but we're seeing it everywhere as well. All my friends, everyone we know is just like Dubai. So yeah.
Interesting.
It's a new place to be, the new LA, like I always say.
How do you guys feel about people coming over there?
No, we're welcoming, of course.
No.
We love it.
We love it.
Streets getting busier. You know what I
Yes.
would say? The funny thing about people living in the UAE is if they've always lived here, they sometimes look for other climates because they love the rain.
Wow.
Yeah, I never experienced snow.
And when it rains, and when there's grey skies, they're like, what a gorgeous day. And I'm like, no, bring back the sun. But we have you in town for the week, but purely for Dubai Active, and you've been before, so I just wonder, for all the fans heading down to Expo City this weekend, what can they expect from your attendance? What can they hope to see?
He'll probably be taking the mick out of the High Rocks lot, you know.
I'll be by the stand, having fun, making appearances, probably a few Q&As. I'm just excited to be back, see everyone. Last time I met loads of good people, you know, from the Dubai Active team to everyone that was there that was speakers, training. We won't be doing a hit session on stage probably, but we will be as excited.
Yeah, it'd be good just to mingle and meet people. Like every time we come, just walking around, we get to bump into businesses, people, fans, whatever it is. I'm doing a business event on the Sunday, and yeah, just every time we come, we seem to have a good time.
So when you bump into fans, what's the first thing they tell you?
Do you know what?
Oh, you're taller in real life.
Yeah,
We do get that actually.
quite a lot of the fitness influencers scene are quite often short kings. They've got short levers. It's what make their muscles look so
They're
big.
not going to be happy about that.
Okay, they're vertically challenged, especially the bodybuilders. That's why they get into bodybuilding. But actually, one of the things I would say is, Diren and I, whenever we bump into people, sometimes you catch people off guard. You walk around a corner and they can get a little bit nervous or they'll stuck to their words. And actually, rather than talking, we just we treat them as if they're one of our friends from home. Diren will grab them and be like, come here. You know, they'll be wearing Nike socks with Adidas trainers. So rather than it being some kind of weird interaction where it's like, hello, I follow you on social media, Diren will be like, what are you doing wearing Nike with Adidas? And they're like, shell shock, I'll get them in a headlock, whatever. So we always seem to have like a good time with
Yeah,
people.
it's always a good time with them, yeah.
And so you've both separately built big global communities online, and we've never had your story live here on the show, Diren, so I just wonder, what was your why that pushed you to start?
Oh, I don't want to give the whole, you know, I really love helping people thing, but it just made me feel good, you know, helping people. So I was like, I want to keep doing this.
Wow.
And also, I couldn't make it as a footballer, so the next best thing is becoming a personal trainer.
Close enough.
Did you go far on the football route?
Not really. Semi-pro in England. I signed for a club in Turkey, but lasted a year, and the typical, you know, knee injury stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just the same.
Just the same knee injury.
Knee injury. I could have played for England.
Yeah, nothing to do with talent. But
We met in Fitness First. We worked in the same gym in Sydney. So that's
2017 we met,
the inception point.
Yeah.
And speaking of having to change paths, have you ever faced maybe failures or a moment of failure that you've overcame during maybe your online presence, social media, or your fitness journey?
John, I had my first failure with Diren. So, for instance, I came to Australia to become a face-to-face PT in a gym. I get into the gym, and at this time, I'd started doing online coaching before it was cool. He grabs me, takes me for a coffee, and goes, "What are you doing? Why are you coming into the gym?"
Yeah, I'm trying to get out.
I'm trying to get out.
I'm trying to get out.
So there was me arriving in Sydney thinking, oh, it'd be great to have a full busy schedule, whatever. The gym that we worked in was 3 floors below ground without any windows. And you'd been in there for a few years.
I've been in there for a few years, and I was trying to build like communities, something where I can like be away from the gym, so I can actually go to London and visit my family without having to pay gym rent. Because when you're not in the gym, you're technically not making any money. And when you travel 24 hours back to London, and you can't go away for like 3-4 days, right? So when I saw him doing some online stuff, I've never kind of been exposed to like any online coaching sort of thing. I remember he was doing like a live on Facebook. You didn't have many followers at all. You were like,
there would have been like 55 people watching.
Yeah, I just jumped in.
I would have made
jumped to millions.
I would have made all the questions up as well. So at the beginning of the Q&A, I'd be like, "Hey guys, you've asked me." No one had asked.
no one asked me.
I had to say things whilst people are joining the stream, so I had to keep pretending. And then I was like, "Oh," and Dave's just asked. People, I never saw that comment.
Yeah.
So I pre-rehearsed all of it. So technically, building that business in Sydney at Fitness First was a failure. I'd never got more than 6 clients, and then I had to go online. My hand was forced. So I'm grateful to this day that Fitness First didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I wonder now, someone who's trying to make it in the fitness influencing industry, what advice would you give them?
Stay in the gym. I think it's going to go back the other way around, personally. I think because I don't want to say it's saturated. I think it's great. Everyone's trying to, share good information, but I think there's actually too much information out there and minimal action. So I think it's going to go back around where a lot of people are going to start to be in gyms more, and I think people want to have that, connection with individuals.
I have a controversial take for you as well.
Okay.
So a lot of personal trainers might think that weight loss drugs on the market is a bad thing for the fitness industry. I think that the majority of people at the moment that are losing a tremendous amount of weight are using your Manjaros, your GLP-1 medications, and I'm actually a fan of them because I think that over the next 6, 12, 18 months, we're going to see a whole cohort of people that would have never stepped foot in a gym before now finding the confidence to come. 1, because they've lost weight. 2, because they want to make sure they're not losing muscle on these drugs. And 3, because they might have been in a position where they feel incredibly judged and not welcome in a gym. But they're going to get to a point they can come in. So I think there's a massive opportunity for people in the fitness industry to welcome in these people that have never trained before, teach them how to lift, don't judge them, work through them, help them eat a diet that's going to be congruent with all of their goals. And actually, people that are taking these drugs don't want to be on them forever. So the personal trainer is going to be the perfect profession to help people get off the drugs and maintain those habits.
I'm so glad that you brought up the Ozempics, the Manjaros, because and it's interesting to see that you're for them, and someone who's working in the fitness industry has a lot of experience. But I just wonder, I don't know much about the drug, and like my perception is that it doesn't make people feel well, and that it gives you you lose too much weight. Is there anything that would sideline me actually being able to go to the gym? Am I weaker as a person for taking these drugs?
So first thing is going to be dose dependent, and second of all, if we remove it from context, we could look at something like steroids, and we could get someone who is a huge bodybuilder and it's bad for their health and they're going to have a heart attack at 40. Then we could look at the thousands of men who take TRT in a sensible dose and make their lives a lot better. So use and abuse is very different. And unfortunately, the people that you mentioned there, I think abuse. They're taking a dose that's too high, they're under-eating, they're malnourished, all of these things. The probably millions of people you don't see are those that their friends don't even notice that they're on these drugs because they still go to dinner, they just leave a bit of food on their plate, they're being a little bit more active. So the majority of people that take these drugs, I would say the first ones, the Ozempics, the Wegovy's, which was semaglutide, the first issue that people had was the nausea. So the second generation being Manjaro, these drugs don't make people as nauseous. And then every year we're seeing different iterations of the drug come out with less side effects. Now, I'm not a medical professional. I can't sit here and pretend to be a doctor. But the people that are gaunt and the people that have got bone density issues and the people that are experiencing muscle wastage are the people that aren't following the protocols optimally. If those people were to resistance train, prioritize a high protein diet, they would be able to mitigate and offset so many of those conditions that they're having. But unfortunately, we just have this confirmation bias where we only see the extreme cases. We only see the celebrities that are abusing them, and we see the people that are probably taking too much of it in the first place.
So does fitness have to go hand in hand when taking those Ozempic? So let's say I'm on this drug right now, and do I have to wait until I'm done with my course, or should I have to always include fitness to not lose body mass? Or have you seen a client maybe that might have lost like a drastic amount of body mass?
Even in like a traditional calorie deficit, you would say to someone it's very important. When you go into a deficit, you're into something called a catabolic state. You are degrading, you are shrinking, you are not having enough
starving
calories.
yourself.
Yeah.
You're starving yourself technically, yeah.
And for that, we mitigate muscle loss through high protein diets and resistance training. Those two mechanisms do it. So I don't see why we would treat people on these medications any differently, because they are arriving at the same outcome. However, the people that lost weight without these drugs were very motivated, had their lives in order, did everything themselves. Unfortunately, a lot of these people that do take the drugs, a big cohort of them are going to be shortcut takers, and they are going to be people that don't want to do the work, and they are going to be people that just want a miracle pill and solution. But it's just tough, because all of those people that do it right get no recognition. Like, oh my God, you look amazing. And we only see the people that don't.
I'm not really for it, to be honest. That's what me and Smith always talk about this. But for some people, it works really well. And if it does, and if it's working out for you and you're a lot fitter and healthier, kind of who am I to say anything about that, you know? And I think some people need a kickstart. They might not have the motivation, but that helps them take action, which then leads them off to a healthier lifestyle. You know?
And I've been open about it. I had to have surgery in February for a hernia, which is very, great. And I knew I couldn't move, do exercise for 12 weeks. So my weight ballooned to the point that I qualified for Manjaro. I took it for 12 weeks, and I didn't just stay in shape. I actually got into great shape from just walking. And for me, it was more of a mental thing where if I'm sat on the sofa injured for 12 weeks, I love food. I go to food for comfort. I love everything about food. He's a big eater as well. If him and I aren't complaining after dinner we've eaten too much, we haven't had dinner properly. So for me to go through a period where I would have probably got low mood, beaten myself up, felt extreme guilt, because even being a personal trainer, you feel guilt after you eat too much. To go through a 12-week period of not beating myself up and then getting back into the gym without that excess weight, for me, that had mental health benefits. And I think those are the things that might not be fully understood by a lot of people.
Really interesting to hear that success story from someone who used it in the correct way. And I wonder, Diren, have you seen either success stories or stories that are the reason that you don't encourage it?
I'm always like, do the harder thing sort of mentality, for now anyway. And so I'm not saying Smith's not like that, but he's very much like, does it get the job done? Is it going to be better for this individual? Then yeah. And I'm personally, I kind of like not blocked it out, but I haven't even really spoke about it, because I don't want to encourage anyone to do it, and I don't want to not encourage anyone to do it. So therefore, anyone that comes to me, I try and convince them to be like, why don't I work with you first? Let's see what we can do, and then potentially leave that till last resort if you really have to. And if you do, I can still be there to help you with your weight training and everything. But personally, I just haven't really pushed. I haven't really spoken about it.
I think as well, I could still remember the exact clients that I've had over the years that I failed as a coach. And I would say that I was pretty good at my job, but those people needed more than just someone to count their reps and tell them what to eat. And I look back and I think that if these drugs were available 15 years ago, that person that came in for a consult, I probably would have sent them to the doctor first and said, come back in 3 to 6 months. So for me, my open stance with it is often about all those people that I let down. And when you're coaching people that are 40, 50 kilograms overweight, there is some kind of appetite dysregulation. There is some type of maybe trauma or whatever it is that as a personal trainer, it's just out of my remit. So I think that it can be, it's just one of those things that needs nuance, right? And I think that even if you were to look at the side effect profile of these drugs, there are going to be a lot of side effects of carrying 50 kilograms of excess adiposity. So, but it's great that we can both sit here with differing opinions. It doesn't mean either of us are right or wrong. We just have our opinions based on our experiences.
And everyone's different. So like one might work for one and one not.
Agree.
And social media has become such a big part of our lives, and we're always scrolling down and scrolling through those fitness tips, those fitness influencers, those perfect bodies, and those amazing stamina. And do you think social media has helped people maybe have a good relationship with fitness, or maybe they felt more self-insecure?
I think people need to be really cautious about who they follow and what they follow and how much time they actually spend on there. I think that's one of the most important things. I think it was a really good start where everyone was kind of, giving out, like I said earlier, about a lot of information, which is great. Really basic things people didn't know, which is now everywhere. Now everyone knows everything, but no one's really taking action on everything, So sometimes watching those things is like, almost like they get a dopamine hit, like, oh, I feel like I've done this now, sort of thing, instead of actually doing the thing. You know the feeling I'm talking about, right? Where you're like, you got an idea.
Yeah, that's
saved it,
I saved it, I'm going to do it later. But there's zero action. So I think, depending on who they follow and how much they interact with us and how much action they take, it can be very, very, very positive. But it can also be slowly going to the negative side, I think, slowly, but then it might get better again, I
think one of the tough things as well, for me, the biggest issue I see in the whole thing is transparency. Because if we take a third person here who could be a typical fitness influencer, and he or she has two paths, she can take or he can take drugs to make their physique look better, whether it's the weight loss drugs and steroids. If they lie about it, that will benefit their fitness business. If they are dishonest about it, it will benefit their fitness business. Because ultimately, whichever way we want to think about it, we are drawn to the genetically superior people. And even if we said as a world population, 100th of a percentile had godlike genetics without having to work hard for it, that's still thousands of people to follow online. And unfortunately, the majority of the top fitness influencers have just got incredible genetics, where they don't have to work as hard as most people. They don't have to do whatever. Even if they didn't train for 3 months and just ate sandwiches, they'd probably look a very similar way. So that's my gripe with the industry, that we're all kind of just looking to the people with the best genetics and that transparency. I mean, we look at Liver King, right? When I called out Liver King...
What's Liver King?
Liver King was the guy that said we had to eat testicles and liver, and Liver King out.
Or me, yeah.
So he very clearly, looking at him, you could tell he was abusing anabolic steroids, but he said he was natural.
Right.
And when I called him out, people genuinely believed that it was his ancestral tenets and the fact he was eating raw liver that alluded him to look a certain way. We then find out that no, it was all built upon a lie. But this guy amassed millions of followers. Now that's the extreme case. But we've got so many different people in fitness industries with their own agendas, and it's just very difficult to not get sucked into that on social media. So, it's...
And most are lying about their lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think we're probably relatable. It's because we don't have great genetics. Physically, we're probably the most average bodies as personal trainers.
That's why we didn't make it as athletes.
yeah.
But you're tall.
It's just one of those honesty things. I think that as long as people could be transparent, like if I'm looking lean by the pool in Dubai, I could say to someone, oh, I've just been taking a GLP-1 medication, and that can make them go, oh, okay, it's not the diet plan, it's not this, it's not that, it is this. And if we could just get more transparency, I think it would be better.
But as fitness influencers, can you detect if someone is using enhancement or is it natural? Can you tell?
Pretty much.
They say if you hear hooves outside, it could be a zebra, but it's probably a horse.
Oh.
So when you look at someone and they look like they're on steroids, they could be natural, but they're probably on steroids. So that's the way I would say about it. And again, like if we were to remove ourselves from it, and again, this is a controversial take, in some respects, if you're an aspiring fitness influencer and you want to make it to the point, where you're the highest, whatever, you'd almost be silly not to do these shortcuts or whatever, which is tough. And it's a difficult industry to navigate.
Do you think they'll lose their image if they admit it, or it's better if they do?
100%. I mean, a lot of them. I think most fitness influencers struggle with their mental health. So, there's a reason, I guess.
Yeah, there's there's one. If we really want to start popping shots out, there's an influencer called Brian Johnson who wants to live forever. Have you seen this guy? He's like a longevity expert, and he takes 100 pills a day, all these supplements. He says he's got the best sleep scores in the world, and he obsesses over not dying. And people love him. He's got over 1 million YouTube subs, and everyone's like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. He's a savior. But if he's fraudulent, we're not going to find out. I think he's 45. Most people die at 75, 80. We're not going to find out for 30 years whether or not anything he's doing is actually working. And by that point, the scam could be up. But when we've got eating disorders like orthorexia, where people obsess over eating perfectly and being healthy and worrying, if his sleep score isn't 100 every night, he will panic about that. And I'm actually thinking that's the wrong direction we want to go. Fitness should be about balance. It should be about being able to socialize, have chocolate cake at your birthday, but then have a regimen in the morning where you don't feel guilty about it. It should be about going to a brunch with your friends, having a good time. It should be about balancing all the components of life. It shouldn't be about who's got the best Whoop score, who can sleep the most amount of hours.
Not being perfect, really. That's what it's about. You can't be perfect with that stuff. And if you do try to be perfect, you're going to go crazy, you know? So, and mental health is more important.
And I'm sure you lovely ladies at some point in your life have maybe crossed paths with a lovely gentleman, and then when you see they're in such impeccable condition, you go, this guy's not going to go for sushi with me and have a glass of red wine or whatever it is. Sometimes people could be so caught up with their own image. You're like, there's no way I'm going to end up being more important than this guy's physique in his life. So people need to relax, appreciate it. Like this trip, we're probably only 3 hours away from having some kind of strawberry daiquiri by the pool. That's what fitness really is to us.
Balance, that's what it's about. I feel like there's a couple of disclaimers I need to add to the show. I'm not sure what they are, but disclaimers. Before you leave us, we'd love to play a game with you if you've got the time. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to give you guys each a... Yeah, feel free to take it. I'm sure you've played this game before. It's called Who's Most Likely To.
Oh, I don't think I have.
Let me get an angle on Diren so you can't see.
Yeah, hide your angles, and then you've got like 8 seconds to make your decision, and then you have to show this camera here your answer.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. You hide it on Adrian.
Okay.
So, in town for Dubai Active, we're going to play Who's Most Likely with James Smith and Diren Kartal. Let's go.
Okay. Who's most likely to go off on a social media rant?
Yeah, easy to start. Okay, let's see if they're besties the whole way through. Who is most likely to interrupt a stranger's workout and correct their form? Have you done it before?
I mean that.
Do you know what? In the gym, Diren had superpowers when it came to prospecting. I caught him IDing girls on the way into a spin class once. He was like, sorry girls, I'm going to need to see your ID. He took their driving licenses and said he wouldn't give them back unless they booked in a free session.
Yeah, it's more
Years ago or recently?
I'd be scared to see you coming. If we were in the same gym, I'd be scared to see you.
No, but it's quite smooth, so you won't even know it's happening.
If someone comes up to me, that's my form, I'll leave.
No, they were queuing to get in the spin class. He was like, I'm going to need
I
your
was
ID.
like, no, it's closed, girls, it's closed. And they're like, what? I need to take your ID, and then, yeah.
Making people healthier and happier.
Yeah, exactly.
Long run.
Exactly.
Who's most likely to make the most expensive purchase, and what would it be? What would it be?
What would it be?
Oh, that's terrible handwriting, but...
Okay.
James Carr.
Has it happened?
Oh, yeah.
And Diren, for you? Bothered or not?
We both love cars, innit? We both love cars. Yeah. It did in London, and then my car got stolen. So.
What?
Yeah, that's why people are leaving.
Actually got stolen?
Yeah,
a nice car?
outside my house. Yeah, it was a Range Rover.
You just went outside, it was gone.
Yeah, I just had a feeling. I was like, why do I feel like my car's
And
outside?
didn't you call the police? And they were like, well, we could assign an officer, but by the time we do, it'll be out the country.
Yeah, legit.
And it's just normal, like the phone thefts. Have you seen the stickers in London, mind the grab?
Yeah.
So they're like, this is a hot area for getting your phones. I've been doing grip training on my phone walking around.
Yeah, you're walking around London like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about your Range Rover.
Right.
Who's most likely to post a thirst trap, which is a nice picture of yourself on social media? That was quick, James.
Oh, that's a perfect best friend challenge. Who's most likely to cheat on their diet after 9 p.m.?
Ooh. I'm doing that for this one. Both. I'm down both. Sorry.
What's a cheat meal?
Anything.
Everything. Remember what I used to do when we first went on tour in 2018? Because we were secret dieting.
What do you mean?
I used to just send food to his house.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew he would eat it.
There was a period where I would order like 35 Big Macs to his house, or like in the UK.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but then you get the cheeseburgers for £1, right?
Yeah,
double cheeseburgers.
I would see how many cheeseburgers I could send. So I would be trying to diet, and I'd just hear ding dong, and I'd be like, you. Yeah. So we
sabotage. Yeah, each other's diets.
If we have a trip like this, I know he's secret dieting, so he's a little bit quiet on the lead up to the trip.
This was a conversation we spoke about earlier in the show. Who's most likely to lend money to a friend?
I'm going to say James because he has more.
Guys, that was so much fun. I wish we could go on, but we're short on time.
What he meant to say was James is more manipulative. And he'll lend the money so he can control you.
But he didn't. Guys, that is the end of the show. Thank you for being so much fun. Catch them at Dubai Active this weekend, Expo City, and that's the end of the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having us. Thank you.
Thanks, Vasa. Guys, that's the end of the Lovin Dubai Show. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.